Not so fast. Something is off. I'm sure you won't mind if I have a look around, Mr. Trout.
Be my guest.
The others are nowhere in sight. All these trees look dead. That can't be a good sign. Looks refreshing, but looks can be deceiving. Jake, I don't think you should drink that water.
Why not?
Just have a look at all the trees and plants around the spring. They're dead. I'd say that's a clear warning.
Oh, it's a desert. Plenty of straggly-looking vegetation.
I still get a bad feeling from this guy.
Even after everything you've shown us? I had my reservations, but I'll be goddamned if I ain't convinced.
Forget it. I think something's tucked under there. What have we here? Magic Spring didn't do much for this beast's health. Water of life, huh? Was there a sign here at one point? Wonder what it said. Wonder if this is hiding anything. Ow! Bunch of stickers. Damn! Nothing but twigs and leaves. What's this? These boards have been badly damaged, but it looks like it says W-R-N-I. Warning? What's this? A money pouch. There's 10 crowns in here. They're circling low. That's not reassuring. These boards have been badly damaged, but it looks like it says W-R-N-I. Warning? Was there a sign here at one point? Wonder what it said. Did this poor animal die after drinking the water, or because of it? I've got my eyes on you.
I'm flattered.
Jake, I don't think you should drink that water.
Why not?
There was a cow skull in the reeds. Looked deliberately hidden there.
Is that right?
Yes, I did that. Wasn't nefarious, just clearing the path so no one trips on it.
Now wait just a minute. What are you trying to pull here, friend?
Nothing, I swear.
Right, and I'm the Prime Minister. Quite the little scam you've got going on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I think you do. Jake, maybe you can coax our friend here to talk?
I listened to the lady, partner. Unless you want to be another notch on Gentleman Jake's holster.
Okay. I'll talk. The spring's toxic. I trick people into taking a sip and then rob them.
Gee, Rover Cripes, that's pretty low. Even for a confidence trickster.
You don't kill them. A little sip only knocks you out for a bit.
So how are you still standing after all those drinks you took?
I got a natural immunity. What can I say? Found a way to turn it to my advantage.
And that iron-bending trick?
Like you said, just a trick.
Of course. I should have seen through that. We We got ourselves a real piece of work here, Harley.
You're telling me.
What do you reckon we should do with him?
We can't let him work his tricks on anyone else. He needs to be punished.
I agree.
Please, don't kill me.
Do we look like murderers to you? We need to make an example of him.
I've got just the thing. Go get me some rope from the wagon, would you?
All right. That's some fine work, Jake.
Thank you. Maybe now our friend will think twice about leading people astray. Shall we?
Wait! You're just gonna leave me here?
Oh, plenty of folks travel this road. You know that. You wouldn't have bothered laying your trap. I'm sure you'll encounter some charitable soul. Eventually.
Speaking of charitable souls, I found a stash of stolen money while I was snooping around.
Well, ain't that something? Come on, let's head back and see how the camp setup's going. So the little weasels concocted this whole story about how it's an etheric spring and the water has special powers, trying to hoodwink us into drinking it. All I can say is it's a good thing we ain't the rubes he took us for.
Come now, Jake. He had you hook, line, and sinker.
Nonsense. I was just playing along, drawing him in so he'd slip up and reveal himself.
Is that right? Because you looked about 2 seconds away from taking a great big swig.
Good. If I even had you fooled, then he fell right for it. I assure you, I had him right where I wanted him.
So what happened when you found him out?
We got a full confession. Turns out, the water's poisoned. The snake worked up some scheme to get passers-by to drink, and then empty their pockets as soon as they were out of commission. Leastways, I think that's what he said. Couldn't catch half of it through his blubbering and sniffling.
What are you talking about, Jake? He wasn't exactly happy about being exposed, but he wasn't crying or anything.
I was trying to add some drama, okay? You harbor some literary aspirations yourself, don't you? It's called storytelling.
So how'd you deal with him?
We made an example of him.
You killed him?
Let's just say he won't be harming anybody else.
The fellow was bad news. Somebody needed to put a stop to it.
I see.
Good. Sounds like the bastard deserved it.
The chili's almost ready. Harley, can you come help me and Phil serve?
Sure thing. That smells heavenly.
The kid is a good cook, eh? But I believe this chili could use a little of my secret ingredient.
What's that?
Mezcal. I picked up a bottle before we left Rosewater. Gives it a nice smoky flavor. And makes you feel nice afterwards, too. This group needs a bit of loosening up, don't you think?
Okay, just make sure not to overdo it.
Me? Overdo it? Never.
We should be ready to serve. Just one last taste. Tastier than usual. Smoky. Did one of you add something?
Just my secret ingredient.
Well, whatever it is, it's real nice. Come on, let's fill up these bowls and get everybody fed.
That was some mighty fine chili, Danny boy.
Glad you liked it.
I'd say it was the best damn chili I've ever tasted. You ever decide to give up gunslinging? Maybe you could open up a restaurant.
You really think so?
I'd be a regular.
Gosh, thank you.
It's a nice night.
Perfect for relaxing and enjoying the company of one's comrades. The best part of the day. I have always said that the battle is won or lost around the campfire the night before.
You look like you're enjoying yourself.
And why should I not be? We have fine weather, good food, good company. Are you not?
Well, sure. I mean, this is great and all, but
But nothing. Here, take a drink. Celebrate.
sure, why not? Whoa, that's got a kick.
Excelente. You really do know how to have a good time. To new friends.
If you'll excuse me, it's been a long day. I need to rest up for tomorrow's drive. Night all.
How are you doing, Nadine?
It's been quite a journey so far.
It was a good idea to bring along somebody with medical know-how.
I hoped my expertise wouldn't be needed, at least not so soon. But I'm glad I was here to help. If only I could have done something for that poor man.
Oh, do not blame yourself. He was a shameless seducer, and he paid the price for his transgressions.
Still, no one should die like that. In any case, I look forward to seeing what tomorrow will bring. I hate to leave such merry company, but I'm suddenly feeling very sleepy. Please excuse me. I'll see you all in the morning.
Sleep tight, Miss Redbird.
Night.
So, Danny, where'd you learn to cook chili anyway?
I sorta had to learn. So, before I met Jake, I used to run with some folks who, well, we got into some trouble. We were living rough for a while, and then got sick of the same watery, gamey stew every night. So one day I just scooped out some beans and whatever I could lay my hands on and came up with this recipe. Guess they liked it. I was in charge of supper from then on.
Hell of a day, huh, Jake?
I'll say. It's disheartening to know there's so many men out there hell-bent on bringing others to ruination. But at least we saw through his ruse.
It's as they say. There's a mark born every minute, one to trim 'em and one to knock 'em. I know I was a little captious during your retelling. I didn't mean anything by it. World's full enough of bullshit, so I try to tell it like it is.
Fine quality for a journalist, I reckon. Hell, it's the entertainer in me that compels my stretching of the truth. What's the point in telling it like it is if nobody's interested enough to listen? Maybe that the best path lies someplace in the middle.
Time for me to call it a night.
Night, Harley.
Buenas noches.
Sleep well.
We leave within the hour. Don't leave anything behind.
Say, Harley, care to join me and Jake for a stroll?
Where to?
Not far, just along the river. Thought we might enjoy the fresh air before getting cooped up in that tin can again.
Danny breaks wind like a horse in there, you know, especially after one of his chilly nights.
Oh, come on. I do not.
I'm just joshing you, Danny boy. Shall we?
Lead on.
Beautiful, ain't it?
Let's keep going. I think the river bends up ahead.
Awfully rough water.
Shucks, this ain't nothing. It gets real wild a little ways down.
Just what are you doing up there, young man?
I'm playing.
You ought to be careful. Branches are like twigs.
I'll pay these fussing old hens no mind, sonny. I was the same at your age. Used to jump around trees like a lemur.
I'm good at climbing. Watch this. What do you think?
Mighty impressive, son.
Maybe you best go back to where you were. You're making me nervous.
You are a fussing head. I told ya, I'm good at... Ah!
Shit! What the hell do we do now?
Danny!
Hot damn, he's got him. Now hurry up and come on back to shore.
I'm trying.
I can't swim!
Hold tight. We'll figure something out. like it fell off that tree not long ago. Feels kind of flimsy, but it might help. The current's really strong. Here, grab onto this.
Danny!
Hang on, Danny.
I need something to grab to get back to shore. Give me a rope or something solid.
Jake!
What?
Quit standing there like a bump on a log and do something.
Like what?
Saving Danny and that kid would be a start.
This ain't the time to be a smartass. I'm trying to think of something, all right?
I might have an idea, but I'll need something of yours.
Okay, what?
Give me your belts.
Okay, sure. Take them.
It's especially rough here. It's especially rough here. It won't reach. Now I've got a double loop. Danny, grab onto this. Jake, a little help, please?
Gotcha.
Thanks.
That was some quick thinking, Danny boy. I'm impressed.
I'll say, you're a true hero, Danny.
I just did what anybody would.
That's a load of bull, and you know it. The rest of us were standing around gawping, but you knew what needed to be done and didn't hesitate 1 second. Be proud of yourself, Danny. You've earned it.
She's right, you know. Damn fine instincts.
Hey, kid, how about a little gratitude for your rescuer? Danny here just saved your wretched back-talking neck.
Thanks, mister.
You're welcome. Have you got a family to get back to? They must be worried.
Yeah, Ma and Pa got a camp nearby.
Run along then, son. Be sure to tell him Gentleman Jake's brave assistant, Danny Luo, saved your life.
And stay out of trees, little brat.
All right now. Let's head back to the others so Danny can relate the tale of his heroic deeds.
Actually, I'll catch up later.
Suit yourself, hero. Hey, don't be too long.
Would you mind a little company?
Sure. I just needed a moment away from Jake anyway. I'm glad you're here.
Sure seems hard for you to take a compliment. Why is that?
I don't know. It isn't good to brag.
It's not the same thing as bragging. Let your friends sing your praises, then you don't have to.
I'd really rather just help others instead of making it about me.
Look, you describe yourself as an honest sort, right?
Well, sure. I don't take to lying, if that's what you mean.
Seems to me that false modesty is about the same as lying. If you're actually good at something, or if you have a good idea, just say so. No sense hiding when you've got something of value to contribute.
I hadn't really thought of it that way. I appreciate the talk, Harley.
Anytime. Let's get back to camp. Set for fuel for a good while. Jake's luggage. I could put everything I own in that suitcase and it would hardly cover the bottom. Phil?
Harley?
Now we've got some time. Care to tell me about how you came to Vespuccia?
I can appreciate your curiosity, although it is painful to relate. But you may as well know. I had assembled Lieutenant General de la Vega and several of my men in Jicotea, a small village on the Loyola River. We were preparing an operation to liberate the nearby town of Caballo Viejo. The Spanish army had it under occupation for some weeks, seeking intelligence on our movements. But before we could act, they struck without warning, without mercy. They did not confine themselves to fighting armed revolutionary soldiers. Old men, women, children, all were valid targets in their eyes. All held collectively responsible for resisting imperial rule. Victory was out of the question. We were hopelessly outmatched. Many brave souls laid down their lives to allow innocents a chance for escape. As civilians fled the village, I led the retreat north with Lieutenant General de la Vega. We gathered what we could of our forces from other positions along the way. It was clear that the army would relentlessly target any village known to harbor revolutionary cells and administer the same treatment. I left Jicotea a smoking ruin. I could not allow that to happen again. Temporary exile was the only alternative.
Just how temporary has this exile been?
A little more than a month now. I find it not so easy to keep count of the days.
So, this revolution, what exactly is it you're fighting for?
What does any man who is oppressed fight for? Freedom. Simple as that. The imperial government has grown fat on the labor of the masses. They torture and imprison anyone who dares speak out against their abuses. My people and I are straining to throw off the yoke of colonialism.
We'll talk more later.
I look forward to it.
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley. Something I'd like to ask you. You seem quite well traveled. What's it like in a big city?
I don't think anything I could tell you could take the place of first-hand experience.
I suppose you're right.
Doubt it's anything you can't handle. Stick with us and you'll be fine.
I imagine I will.
Good book?
I'm not much of a literary critic, but it helps pass the time. Danny told me you're a writer. Have you published any books?
Me? No, books are way beyond my reach. I stick to articles and essays, and have trouble enough with those.
You shouldn't underestimate yourself. It wouldn't surprise me to see a book with your name on the cover someday.
Well, that's kind of you to say. Guess we'll see.
Folks, we're making a brief stop. There's a lady by the road might need some help.
Let's see if we can be of assistance then.
Have you been stranded out here, ma'am?
Oh, no, not at all. I can see how it might look that way, but I assure you, I am here with fierce and deliberate purpose.
So what possessed you to come stand out in the middle of the desert?
My name is Amber Lee, and I am a paleontologist.
Beg your pardon?
It means I collect and study fossils.
Fossils? You mean bones?
Yes, that's right. Bones of the great creatures that roamed these lands millions of years ago. The mighty thunder lizards who shook the ground with every step. This wasn't always a desert, you know. It may seem difficult to imagine now, but millions of years ago, this was all a vast, lush rainforest. The perfect habitat for these awesome beasts.
Suppose everybody needs a hobby.
This is no mere hobby, sir. This is my vocation. In fact, I have been invited to exhibit my findings at the esteemed Jolly Good Club in El Presidio.
The Jolly Good Club.
What a coincidence. We're on our way there right now.
Is that right? Are there members of the club among you?
No. Are you a member?
Alas, women are not permitted to join. They have made a special exception to allow me to give my lecture, and they are expecting something spectacular. If I don't find something truly extraordinary to show, I will be in quite a bind. Fortune has not been in my favor on this expedition. I am certain this area is full of treasures. Fossilized remains, that is. But the Earth stubbornly refuses to yield up her secrets. Say, have you any experience with excavation?
Just 1 minute. I see where this is going, and you can forget it. We haven't got time to get involved with your little project.
That's right. We've already stopped too much as it is.
What if I were to make it worth your while?
How much are we talking?
I'll need 2 field assistants. I am prepared to offer you 5 crowns each for a day's labor, and double that if you turn up something I can exhibit.
If we do turn up something good, surely it's worth more than that to you. How about doubling that finder's fee to 10?
These discoveries will surely have enormous value to the scientific community, but I fear my cash is limited. It seems you are confident in your abilities. In exchange for the chance of a greater bonus, perhaps you will accept a reduction in the guaranteed fee to 3 crowns each.
So we'll make at least 6, and as much as 26 crowns.
Sounds like a fine gamble. Let's find us some bones. You taking point on this, Harley?
Guess so. Jake, want to help me out?
It'd be my pleasure.
Now remember, we are searching for bones belonging to the great dinosaurs that I believe were once abundant here. They may be scattered in pieces. I aspire above all to discover and assemble a complete skeleton for display. My holy grail, if you will. If you uncover anything useful, be sure to tag it for classification.
Don't waste too much time. We got to keep moving.
We shall reconvene in an hour.
All right, but not a minute more.
May fortune favor our search.
Just sand and dirt. Oh, whoops. Well now, what's this? And what have we here? I can't dig any deeper. Sand's a touch cooler down here. Sand's a touch cooler down here. Oh, whoops. What have we here? I could probably get a few crowns for this. I can't dig any deeper. I can't dig any deeper. Oh, whoops. Well now, what's this? Well now, what's this? Looks valuable. I'm keeping it. I found something. Oh, whoops. Ooh, this is interesting. Phew. I've been at this long enough.
All right, place everything you found on the table here, and we'll have a look. A rather meager yield, but I haven't been having much better luck. Perhaps this site is not as bounteous as I had believed. These other items, while interesting, will not help me assemble a creature to display. I know you aren't trained in the science of paleontology, but surely you recognize refuse when you see it?
One man's trash is another's treasure, as they say.
Not in this instance, I'm afraid. As for your companion, you don't seem to have had any luck.
Nope, couldn't find a thing.
I appreciate your assistance, nonetheless. I admit this is not all I had hoped for, but something is better than nothing. Here is your fee, as we agreed. Thank you again for your assistance.
Don't mention it. Good luck with your exhibition.